Up until now, whatever code we have written in JavaScript, that is the purest form of it. We are writing the code and we are expecting it to do something based on the logic. But JavaScript was originally created to interact with the web pages and add dynamic effects to them. Let me give you a very simple example of it and then we will dive deep into it. So I will request you all to type this URL manually, codeblock-johnwick.netlify.app, and then this will bring you to this website. So this is the portfolio website that we developed in our front-end development course. There you learn a lot about front-end technologies. We understood complete HTML, CSS, Flexbox, Grid, and also learn about good practices to follow related to front-end development like writing BAM code. I'm talking about block element modifier, using CSS variables to declare reusable stylings, amazing browser reset for additional control over our website development process, and also understood mobile first design approach, and then developed this amazing portfolio website. So if you have not watched that video, make sure to watch that. Those 10 plus hours will be your best time ever spent learning front-end development. So now let me show you how JavaScript helps us to interact with the web page. So I just told you that JavaScript helps us to add dynamic effects to the web page, right? So let me show you. If I reload this website, now you will see that after the reload process is done, now you see that after 2 seconds this animation got loaded. Okay, now if I navigate little down, you see after some seconds we got our about me here. Now the same thing is happening here. Now you may feel like that this is all animations, and you would not be totally wrong. This is animation, but how have we achieved this animation process? That is done using JavaScript, and of course we can see a very beautiful form as well. Okay, and this is not just a dummy form, this actually works. Okay, so I can show you. I can say first name to be code. I'll say code@code.com. so if someone wants to contact me, they can contact me. Okay, so I can say, hey code, I loved your JavaScript as well as front end, come on, and codes, thanks. Now when I will hit this button, then an add event listener is added to this button. Now what is that event listener? I'm gonna tell you in a moment, but something will happen when I hit that button. Now that something is sending the message. So if I hit this send message, now the message will be sent. There you go. Just in a moment you'll see, well, what happened? Send message. Am I not connected to internet? Yeah. So message sent successfully, and after 5 seconds you see that the field got cleared and we also got rid of the message sent successfully notification. So everything that you just saw, this all is achieved using JavaScript. So it is very essential for you to understand JavaScript if you want to become a really good front-end development. Okay, and yeah, I do not have much things to show you right now, but yeah, I'm going to show you the responsiveness section quickly, and we will do something. Okay, so we are already on responsiveness mode. Now can you see? Let me expand it. You see, on the desktop mode we can see our nav bar, our menu bar, but when we switch it to the mobile version, I can also control the layout mode from here. I can say, let's say iPhone SE. On iPhone our website will look something like this. Now menu bar is hidden. Now if you click this toggle menu, now you can see the menu bar. Okay, so all of this functionality is achieved using JavaScript. Now if I click this about, you will see that our about is now the active menu. It surely took us to about section, but now the about is actually the active menu. Now if I click services, expand it, now this services is the active menu. So all of this is achieved using JavaScript. Okay, so yeah, let's now start understanding JavaScript. So this is what JavaScript was originally created to be used for. This process of interaction of JavaScript code with the web page is what we call DOM manipulation or DOM interaction. You can add amazing dynamic effects to the web page using JavaScript. So let's now learn all about JavaScript DOM so that we can move one step ahead in our JavaScript journey. So what is DOM? DOM stands for Document Object Model. It's a structural representation of all the elements that we have on our web page. It allows us to access HTML elements and then manipulate them as per our requirements. For example, we will be able to change the text content of an element and its attributes and even add CSS styles to elements using our JavaScript file. So DOM is technically a bridge between HTML documents and JavaScript code. Now DOM is automatically created by the browser as soon as the browser loads the HTML page, and it is stored as a tree structure. So let's now see this tree structure in a little more detail. And to really explain the DOM and its objectives in really simple language, let's see this example. On the left side, we have a very simple HTML document that contains some elements, and corresponding to that on the right side, we have the DOM structure of the same HTML document. As I already mentioned, this is a tree structure which looks a bit like a family tree, and actually we use terms like child element, parent element, sibling elements, and so on when we talk about DOM tree and DOM manipulation. Now always remember, in this tree, every element is an object and is called a node. Now you can see for each element in HTML, there is one element node in the DOM tree, and we can access and interact with each of these nodes using JavaScript. So the DOM always starts with the document object right at the very top, and the document is a very special object that we have access to in the JavaScript, and this object serves as an entry point into the DOM. So whenever we have to access elements from the web page, we access them using this document object because it contains all of the elements. Now the first child element of that document is the HTML element, which is usually the root of every HTML document. Then next, HTML also has two children, head and the body. So we can also find them here in the DOM tree. And in HTML, they are adjacent elements. So they are siblings in our DOM as well. Now we have even nested elements, so it keeps adding them to the DOM tree, such as we have meta tags in the head and a few elements in the body tag, and then some of the elements again had some elements in it, so it is deeply nested. And with that, finally we have all the HTML elements in our DOM tree. But the DOM tree has actually more than just element nodes. It also has nodes for all the texts and other stuffs, because the rule is whatever is in the HTML document also has to be in the DOM. Now you can see that the DOM really is the complete representation of the HTML document, so that we can manipulate it in complex ways. And with this example, now you have a good overview of what is the real use of JavaScript DOM and how it works and how it looks like. But before we finish, I need to give you some additional and important pieces of information related to the DOM that many beginners find confusing. So many people believe that DOM and its methods that we are going to see shortly is part of the JavaScript language itself, but this is not true. DOM is not part of the JavaScript language itself. JavaScript as a language is just the dialect of the ECMAScript specification, and all of the DOM related stuffs is not there. Up until this point, we have always used JavaScript language itself in its purest form. But now, we will also learn to use JavaScript in the browser. Surely, we have used Google Chrome to run our code in the developer console. But now, we will see how to manipulate web pages that are actually displayed and rendered in the browser, just like any normal website that you know. But now, you might ask, if DOM is not the part of JavaScript language itself, then how does this all work? See, DOM and DOM methods are actually part of Web API. So the Web APIs are like the library that the web browser implements and that we can access from our JavaScript code. API stands for Application Programming Interface, and we will learn to build one after learning backend development, but more about that later. For now, you need to understand that Web APIs are basically libraries that are also written in JavaScript and that are automatically available for us to use. And all of this happens behind the scenes, and we do not have to import anything in our code or do anything extra. Other than DOM, we have some more APIs like timers and fetch and many more, and we will learn about the uses of these APIs as well, but in a dedicated advanced section. But for now, let's see some of the tasks that we do using the DOM. So these tasks are very simple. Accessing elements from the web page, creating and deleting elements from the web page, manipulating the content like adding styles, and then listening to events like click, hover, submit, and more. And one very good example, we already saw that when we were exploring the CodeBlocks portfolio website that we developed in the front-end development course. So remember the form where we fill the form, and when we hit the send message button, the message was sent. So on that send message button, an event listener was attached that was constantly listening for an event, and the event that the button was listening for was click event. So other than click, we have many events, mouse over, mouse in, something like that, and we are going to understand about most of them. Okay, so this is enough details. Let us start doing some DOM manipulation in practice. So see you inside.